Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about, does eating fat make you fat? Now, I know a lot of you who follow me are in recovery from eating disorders or who have suffered from eating disorders, and I thought this would be quite a good video to do because I know that when I had an eating disorder I generally thought that eating fat would make me fat, and I know that a lot of people do have a fear of eating fat. So I thought I'd set the record straight, talk a bit about fat and why it's a really essential macronutrient to have in your diet. Also, just a disclaimer, I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach, but I'm not a professional, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. So this is all based off what my knowledge and also research as well, and also experience. But I'm hoping this video will help any of you who are a bit confused about diets and stuff, because I know out there's a lot of do this diet, do that diet, cut this food out, cut this food group out. So I want to talk about that in this video and hopefully it will help you guys. So if you are new to my channel and you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like just below, and also don't forget to support me by subscribing if you're not already. I really appreciate all of you who do. Anyway, we're going to get straight into the video. So the first thing is, no, eating fat will not make you fat. Fat is an essential macronutrient for your body, for your diet, and you need to have fat in your diet because there are a lot of vitamins that are only fat soluble. So first of all, fat is not processed the same way as carbohydrates, because obviously we see a lot of like high fat, low carb, carbs, no fat diets. The first thing to know is that body processes it a completely different way to carbohydrates. When you eat fat, it doesn't cause a spike in insulin like carbs do, and it takes a lot longer to digest. Also, fat is very energy dense compared to carbohydrates and protein. There are 9 calories per gram of fat and there's only 4 calories per gram of protein and carbs. So your body does react very differently to eating fat to carbs and protein, and our body needs fat. But as we know, there are lots of different types of fat. We've got like trans fats, saturated fat, unsaturated fat, monounsaturated fat, all these different things, omegas you've probably heard thrown about. The ones you want to get in your body are the unsaturated fats, especially, for example, monounsaturated fats are really good for you because they reduce something called LDLs, which is basically your bad cholesterol. So by eating these monounsaturated fats, it actually helps reduce your bad cholesterol in your body, which obviously can lead to long-term heart disease and all sorts of different diseases. And also, monounsaturated fats help decrease inflammation in the body, which again can then lead on to you getting diseases when you're older. Some examples of monounsaturated fat are olive oil and avocados, so they're a perfect example of why eating fats are really, really good for you. And another type of fat is polyunsaturated fat. Now, polyunsaturated fat increases the HDLs, which is good cholesterol. So it helps the good cholesterol go up, which is what we want. And like I said before, the monounsaturated fats help decrease the bad cholesterol. Now you'll find polyunsaturated fat in things like walnuts, sunflower seeds and fish. Now, as we know, those fatty fish contain the omegas, which are really good for you. Also, polyunsaturated fats help decrease blood pressure, which again, having high blood pressure leads to a number of other health conditions. So all of these are really, really important long term to prevent you from getting diseases, heart problems, all those sort of things. Now, what you want to stay away from is saturated fat. This is what causes problems in your body, and your body does not like saturated fat. So if you can, when eating fat in your diet, always try and choose unsaturated fat. And something to remember as well, that fats are actually essential for weight loss. They do help, especially females, they help with your hormones, and by avoiding fats completely it can mess your hormones up and actually prevent you from losing weight. And not only that, it causes all other sorts of problems, and I know from experience from being anorexic it has a knock-on effect of many other things. So they are an essential macronutrient in your diet. If any of you are thinking, oh no, should I eat just fats and not have carbs? Carbs are fine, but what you don't want are the processed carbs. You want complex carbs and unsaturated fat. So basically a balanced diet, and obviously protein as well. So you do still want to have carbs, but looking at like complex carbs and unsaturated fats, and obviously protein as well. Another good way to balance your diet if you are trying to lose weight is having lots of protein and not too much obviously, but unsaturated fats in your diets, and lower the carb intake. That's a great way to lose weight, because don't forget as well, because fat is energy dense, it does take longer to digest and it does fill you up more. So rather than eating lots of carbs that don't really fill you up for long. Having fat and also protein fills you up as well. That can help with those of you wanting to lose weight. Also, interestingly, studies have actually shown that higher fat diets lead to a faster metabolism, therefore more weight loss, than higher carb diets. So obviously that's just a couple of studies that have done that have shown that, but that's quite an interesting point. So what you want to avoid is excessive saturated fat. And even, you don't want to have too much unsaturated, but obviously avoid saturated fat. These are not good and these will lead to weight gain. So when talking about fat, it's quite a complex issue because it's not like the answer is no, fat doesn't make you fat. There's lots of different types of fat. So the ones that will lead to weight gain are saturated, and those ones will also increase your chance of heart disease, increase your blood pressure, and increase your bad cholesterol in your body. Another point I do want to add though is that any excess of calories will lead to weight gain. So any excess of fat, protein or carbs will lead to weight gain. Basically, if you're eating in a surplus, you will gain weight. So it's regardless whether it's fat, carbs or protein. But obviously these minute parts of your diet will help you if you adjust them to faster weight loss, to not gaining weight when obviously you don't want to diet, and also to not lead to weight gain. So even if you're someone like me who's not dieting, to avoid weight gain, it's good for me to include complex carbs, unsaturated fat and proteins, and it reduces my chance of obviously going into my excessive calories, which lead to weight gain. And amongst all the other things is the health benefits. Eating well reduces your chance of heart disease, bad cholesterol and long-term diseases in the body as well. So some of you might be wondering, what fats can I eat then? So I would suggest having a healthy balance of olive oil, olives, nuts, seeds and oily fish and avocados. Those are great examples of really good healthy fats, and again, you don't want to eat those in excess. So any of you that are trying to lose weight, you don't want to start having like loads of nuts, loads of olive oil, loads of avocados in one day. You need to make sure you are still watching your calories and eating a healthy amount, a normal portion size. And remember that fats, like I said before, they're energy dense. They do have a lot of calories per gram, therefore you do need to eat less of them. So for example, with nuts, you only want a handful a day, and the same with seeds, and then you only want a tiny bit of olive oil, that sort of thing. So you don't want to be having like loads of fats on one day, but they are important to have in your diet. Not only that, fats have a lot of other nutrients in them and vitamins, and like I said, there's a lot of fat soluble vitamins. We need to have fat in our diet to help us absorb those vitamins. And again, this is something I noticed when I was anorexic and I wasn't eating enough fat, that I was not getting the essential vitamins into my body. They were not being absorbed, and that can cause even things like your hair becoming unhealthy, your nails, your skin. And also a lot of carbs are processed and have a lot of sugar and sweeteners in as well. So again, things like olive oil, avocados, nuts, obviously not roasted and salted nuts, just the plain nuts, contain a lot of things like phytochemicals and can help your metabolism. So overall, no, eating fat does not make you fat, but eating an excess of fat will make you fat, and it does depend on the fats as well. So you want to avoid saturated fats and focus on monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, and make sure you're getting your omegas for the fatty acids as well into your diet. So I hope that helps you guys. I am going to link in the description box a doctor talking about this, who obviously he's a doctor, got a lot more experience than me, and he describes it really well, more in detail, but it's much more scientific. This is just a basic video, and I'm hoping that some of you who are dieting as well, I know things like Weight Watchers and Slimming World, they do promote a lot of processed carbs, and they ask you to avoid things like olive oil, nuts and avocados, which is a bad idea. And I know they have a lot of sweeteners in their diets and stuff, which is not good, causes insulin spikes and your body doesn't know what's going on, all those sort of things. So for any of you on those diets, I'd really recommend trying to get more good fats into your diets and not avoiding them. I hope this video has cleared up some myths for you guys, any of you wondering the answer to that question. And if you did like the video, don't forget to click the like, and if you're not subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Of course, any questions you've got, just comment them below. Any feedback or anything, please comment below. And obviously I am a personal trainer and nutrition coach, so any of you looking for online coaching, meal plans, macronutrient calorie profiling, so any of you that want to know how many grams of fat you should be eating a day, personal to you, then just drop me an email. It's all in the description box below. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!